my little corner. But then I got a phone call, and it was time to go get my kids, and I have a laundry list of things to do after we get home, with making sure all the paperwork that has been sent home today is signed and put back in their folders. If they have any homework, which this is their second day of school, so they might or they might not. So anyways, all of that, I'm actually sitting in the pickup line right now. So I just figured I'd just go ahead and record here and post for you guys to see. So before I tell you whether or not I matched with the IPs that I had my Skype interview, I want to tell you about the Skype interview. Now, if you are on Facebook with me in the surrogacy groups, then you already know whether or not I did. But I want to wait and tell you guys, okay? So we had our Skype interview on Sunday afternoon, and it went pretty well. We went over why the intended parents need a surrogate. We went over why I chose to become a surrogate, and my husband got to talk a good bit, which my husband does very well. He talks a whole lot more than I do, which is fine because I like it like that. But anyway, so he actually kept the conversation going on our end, because I'm usually like, I don't know what else to say, and he kept it going, and so we let them know, just how long we've been married. I talked about my pregnancies. I talked about my last journey, how long it took. My hands are in the way. How long it took, and sorry guys, I'm sitting still, so I'm not gonna let that just hang out there, because that's a weird angle and you guys can see my double chins. So we talked about how long my last journey lasted, as far as what happened with the as far as with the clinic. Like, they had me on medication and had my body ready for a 5-day embryo transfer when the embryos were only 3 days, so they kind of dropped the ball there. So we talked about that's the only thing throughout our last journey that irritated my husband. As far as surrogacy goes, he was aggravated that the clinic had dropped the ball, and I just had to stop all the medication and start over completely from scratch, I guess you could say, and that just bothered him. So he did talk about that, and my IPs talked about their families being, they're supportive of what's going on, and how involved they want to be, and I talked about how involved I want them to be, and just things like that. We went over things like that. Of course, we went over also where we both stand on termination, as far as how they would like the delivery to go, as far as me being medicated and things like that, which they're like, do what you have to do. I would love to go through the delivery unmedicated, as far as I would love not to have to be induced unless it's medically necessary. Of course, if the doctor says, it's time to get him out and we have to do C-section, I'm like, as long as there's a medical reason for it, I don't want it just to be done because you feel like I'm wasting your time or something like that. I feel like that's unnecessary, and I don't want to go through that. My last pregnancy and delivery, I had epidural, but it did not take. So I went through a labor without it, but also that labor was only 5 hours. So I would like to try to go with an epidural, but I'm glad to know that they're okay if I say, nope, can't do this no more. They're okay with that. What else did we talk about? I don't know. I need to start writing this stuff down because I forget. But I guess that's pretty much it. They have a child already, which the IM was able to carry and deliver. And that child is adorable. Came in while we were doing the Skype and kind of peeked his little head up. And so I did get to see their little girl. And she's cute. So what else happened? Our dog got in the picture. They got to see her because she wanted to be held. My 75-pound dog during the Skype interview wanted to be held. I guess that's about it. So we talked with them for I think an hour, and went over everything. My agency owner was in there, so she started the conversation, and she said, okay, let's talk about this, and then we would talk and laugh, and it was a lot of laughing. It was, you know, it was kind of laid back. It was good. And then she would say, okay, let's talk about this, or let's, you know, that way everything was covered. We were able to, you know, kind of get to know each other that way. After the Skype call, I asked my husband, what do you think of this couple? And he's like, I don't know, what do you think? And I'm like, well, I kind of want your opinion. And, you know, he didn't really answer me. And so I'm like, okay, what do you think? And he's like, it's like, okay, so you want me to decide? He's like, yes. I said, okay, so if I like them, you're good to go. And if I don't, then you're good with us finding another match. And he said yes. So I texted the agency and said, if the IPs are willing to work with us, we would love to work with them. She said, okay. She texted me back a little bit later and said, the IF had to leave. So when as soon as the phone call was over, he had to leave and go somewhere. So when he gets home, they're going to let me know. So that night after church, I was able to turn my phone back on, and I had a text that said, congratulations, you are officially matched, and my medical records are going to be sent to their clinic today, or no, yesterday, which was Monday. So if you weren't listening, listen now. I am officially matched with my second set of IPs, and the journey starts again. So the next step would be getting my medical records cleared with their RE, which my agency is working on, and then medical clearance and psych, and then contracts again with the new set of IPs, and then insurance, because I will need surrogate-friendly insurance, because we know that mine does not cover it. And then we're on to the next step. So I'm excited. I'm hoping for a transfer in December sometime, if not the 1st of January, just because I would like to deliver before Christmas time. I would love to deliver before the holidays of next year, but I'm okay as long as I'm not in the hospital the day of Christmas. If I am, if it just happens that, you know, the first transfer don't take, we go again, and that's the one that takes, and it was in April, and I have, then that's fine. I'm okay with it, but I would like to try not to hit that way, because December is a hard time, as far as I'm the only parent home most of the time, because my husband, you know, in December my husband becomes Santa Claus, so he's out working every single day. But if it happens, then it happens that way, and we're okay with it, and we'll just see what happens next. I'm excited, as you guys can tell. I can't stop smiling. I'm excited for that. I'm excited that I went to orientation today for substitute teaching, and we'll start hopefully sometime next week teaching or filling in as a sub, whether it be teaching or filling in the cafeteria or as a custodian. Wherever I'm needed, if it'll get me a day to work, I'll work it, because it'll be wonderful, because it'll have me home in time for my kids. It'll have me off when they're off, and that'll work for us. I mean, financially, my husband covers everything, so this is pretty much getting me out of the house and a little extra money towards whatever I want to do. Right, and first and foremost, I would love to pay off some debt. I mean, we've got a lot of debt paid down, but I would love to work towards paying that off, and that way, if it does come to a point that I don't want to work anymore, then we can say, or don't want to work as much. When I first start out, I want to work as many days as possible while my kids are in school, so we'll just see how that goes. Sorry, I'm rambling on about everything, and I'm driving, so I'm going to get off here and get my kids picked up and finish our day. I pray that you guys have a blessed day, and if you have any questions for me that I haven't covered, because I probably haven't even thought of them, I'm bad about thinking of things to say at the last minute, and then when I get on here to make a video for you guys, I totally forget it, or my words get jumbled up and I don't make any sense. So just comment below. I think once we have a we went to medical clearance and stuff like that, I think I'm going to do a live Q&A. I can answer some questions as far as surrogacy itself, but most of it will be answering what's going on with me and my journey, because I know the answers to those. I did get asked today, or told today by the lady that was doing my orientation, that surrogacy is something that she has thought about, but she doesn't meet the BMI requirement. So if you are wondering about surrogacy or becoming a surrogate and you want to know what all you have to do, comment below. I can share that with you. Yeah, so there's that. So once again, have a blessed rest of the week, and we'll see you guys once we have a date for medical clearance.